James plays game.
That's me! Hello everybody, welcome back to James Plays Tony Hawk's Underground 2. We are going to be finishing up Boston today. Last time we did a bunch of stuff with Shred, and we did everything that we needed to do with Ben Franklin here. So now it's time to switch over to Bob Burnquist.
Hey! Alright, time for the Brazilian action!
And for something that is called Pro Goals,
Over here!
let's just say it leaves a lot to be desired. But as I said last time, we could switch back to Ben Franklin, or Shred now, and do the goals with them if we wanted to. But we will stick with Bob, because why wouldn't we? I like Bob. He's a cool dude. And his objective list is, I think, about as long, or just as long, as Shred's objective list, whereas Ben only had 4 objectives.
Hello?
But here we are.
Hey!
A little unique spray tag for Bobby there.
Skater!
Alright, now let's get moving here. We need to sticker slap some no skateboarding signs, and there's one of them right here by the hospital. So just go up and grind and slap and come back. Now we need to tag the big billboard, which is over here. Hard to see from this angle. But yeah, Bob Burnquist, clearly best known for his graffiti skills. So we're going to go up there onto the side of the building and get that. So we'll grind this fence, and then we'll jump off, get off our board, and grab the dumpster chute before touching the ground. And that will get us the yellow pipe climb. One of the more unusual gaps, for sure. And we just got to climb across these precariously suspended planks of wood and spray paint. Don't know what it says, but it sure is pretty. So now we can just go ahead and jump to our death. Just kidding. We lived, bitch. And now we've got a little bit of an opportunity to get a gap that I forgot about last time. Just quarter pipe to quarter pipe over the brownstone entrance. For the brownstone transfer. There's our blader. You remember Ben has a team challenge where everybody needs to do a kickflip over or on this blader. And now we have to sketch a seaworthy vehicle. So we've got this here car boat. Just gotta go sketching along for 20 seconds, which really is not that difficult. Balancing for sketching is actually very forgiving. Not that I mind. Alright, that's done.
I want to talk to you.
This guy wants to talk to us.
Light your board on fire. Light your board on fire. Do it. Do it now.
Yeah, that is the worst Beavis impersonation I ever heard.
Yo, skater.
This guy wants to talk to us too.
I've been trying to do a trick over this statue all day. Why don't you try it?
And no matter what trick you have bound to diagonal down and left, that's what they want you to do. It's more about the directional input rather than a specific trick. So we are gonna combine these two things. We're gonna jump over this flaming garbage bin to light our board on fire, and then we need to do a 50,000 point combo while we are on fire.
Over here.
And there we are. So that takes care of those, 2 for 1. I think if you do a spin, any kind of rotation, when you are transferring over the statue, it will not register the mission as being complete. It has to just be a very straightforward spine transfer. But we got the Washington Air for that. Now, ready for the hardest mission in the game? Oh, there we are. That was very difficult. Also very boring. I wonder if there's a way that we could maybe make this a little more interesting. we can light our board on fire, and then we do have these two cannons with wicks intact. They're pointed at all this construction. So I wonder what would happen. Oh, just kidding. I know exactly what will happen, but... Oh. Major destructive elements like that will play a big part in the game as we go along, and some of them will actually be important for missions, possibly some gaps. I don't actually remember at the moment, but in this particular case, this is just for fun. It does change up some things here. You can now kind of skate around the wreckage of the construction building. But there's really nothing special about it. No missions, no gaps. So, oh well. That will be not the case later on, though, in some other levels. Here's another one of those no skateboarding signs. Let's go across the street and sticker slap that. And speaking of destructive elements... there we are. Again... no real significant change, doesn't provide us with anything special. There's another sign over there, hard to see in the early morning fog here, but we will get a much closer look at it soon enough. There we go. So that's 3 down, 1 more to go. And that's going to be over here.
Hey, hold up, you!
High up on the rib-off bank. You can see it right there, right above the ATM. So we're going to do a wall ride, jump, and grind up onto this ledge. Or just totally get a massive wally plant off of it. There we are. And we get wall slap on the way back. Once again, speaking of destructive elements, this guy wants money out of that ATM. Let's go ahead and help him out. Just another little thing for funsies. I do appreciate just adding all these little destructive elements. But, you know. See if I can... I think I need to bonk this while on a skateboard. There we are. You can do that to all the light posts. I would not recommend doing it before getting the I'm a Little Teapot gap on this one, though. Just because it may make things a little more difficult.
Over here! You see that ugly hunk of modern art behind me? That's Metals, one of the finest rails in Boston.
Not exactly what I would call a rail, but this is where you start the finest rails in Boston mission. And now we just have to go to the next rail, and then the next. Oh. There we are. Really nothing special there with those goals. Now we just have to combo the 4 benches. If you thought grinding the cannon was hard, oh boy, wait till you see how difficult this is. Alright. We've delayed the inevitable as long as we could.
What's happening, Slick?
We are now going to be playing as Jesse James from...
Monster Garage.
Now, unlike the skateboarders, most of the missions for characters on vehicles will be unique to them, meaning you have to complete them as that character. There are some exceptions. That Spine Transfer Tour, for example, we could do it with a skater. But we're not. We're going to put up with this thing. This is its regular speed. But if we hold down the ollie button, we just go. and it's very hard to control, and it's very unwieldy, and it also does not fail, no matter what. Anyway, we need to hop over 3 cars, or at least do 3 car hops. There's 2. Chase it down and get the 3rd.
Heads up, Chief. Here it comes. Now bust a big combo, and you're bitching.
And that lets the RV ramp loose here. So all the cars are now off the road, replaced by that. The car boat is still here, though, because you may have done that mission before you did the skitch mission. But you don't need to get car hop anymore for your gap list, since you needed to do that in order to get the RV ramp on the street in the first place. To do a spine transfer over any of these subway entrance/exits, and that will begin this mission. We need to keep doing spine transfers. So, Hospital Volcano spine, complete. And while we're on our way, let's just get rid of these grind blockers. And head over. Spine transfer into the boats. So there we go. I was being a little ballsy and taking a moment out to get those grind blockers on my way. But I gotta do something to keep this interesting for myself. Over here is Paulie Ryan, the only good Paul Ryan to have ever existed. May have noticed him a few times earlier as we've come to this section of the level a few times already. Make sure you are in a proper position to race before you press that button, because the race will start off right away. And you just need to get to a few checkpoints. You just need to get near the blinking objects. You don't need to touch them or do anything fancy. Oh, that's going to screw me up. Okay, phew.
Oh man, that thing's hot. Can you do me a favor and soup up my wheelchair?
Since we got 800 points, actually 825, Tony is telling us, hey, we did it. We can leave the level now. Let's get out of here. But we still have more that we're going to be doing before we head on out. So yeah, the race isn't too difficult. If you get a good start and you don't bang into things, you will not see Paulie again. But trying to get up these stairs, sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate. And that can be enough to have you lose the race, just that one little stop there. But we got lucky. Now we are done with all the things we needed to do with Jesse here. Let's switch back to Shred now.
Let's roll.
Start with him, and we finish with him. Of course, we need to go do a kickflip over to Blader. That completes the team challenge for Ben Franklin's objectives. And then we are just going to be looking for that RV ramp. Now, the thing about this is it's moving. And things that move don't always cooperate, especially when they turn and they go uphill. And this is saying, well, suggesting, really, to try doing some lip tricks based on that drawing there. Oh, didn't hit it straight enough, but let's try that again. So we're doing a lip trick, and yeah. So I like to stay as flat as I can on this platform here. No going up in the air, no doing lip tricks or anything like that. And just get your 20,000, and you're done. Now there's just one last mission to do, and it's right back here where it all began. The arcade challenge. We're going to have a minute to get 100,000 points, but that's not going to be the difficult part. We still haven't gotten our last 2 stat points. So we're going to get those now. Go ahead and build up our special a little bit here. And then we are going to approach this fire hydrant. Start our nada spins. And I'm going to go into focus, because that keeps me close to the fire hydrant. I can maintain better control, not stray too far, which keeps my run timer from running out. And there we are. We spin 5 times. Might as well keep things going a little bit here while we can, you know. And we've got our 100,000 points. We actually got more than 100,000. Now we can head up here, and we're going to grind that wire again that we did before. And we're going to go up to the roof of the church. And now we are going to do a couple of spine transfers to build up momentum and avoid the plywood ramp at the bottom on the library roof. And we should, fingers crossed, get 100 feet high. So there we are. We did the mission there, and we got our last 2 stat points. And that should also be every gap in the level. And now we have a text message once again from Tony, and he's saying, please, for the love of God, let's get out of this garbage city. You did everything you can do. Please. Please. And you know what? I'm inclined to agree. So we are going to go ahead into the subway here and have a lovely little busker play us out.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll play for you.
You all have yourselves a wonderful day, okay? I'll see you next time. Love ya. Mwah. Bye-bye.